The secret to never losing in any situation. Insights from Buddhist teachings. In a world that often equates success with external achievements, money, power, fame, Buddhist teachings offer a radically different approach to winning and losing. For Buddhists, the true battle is internal. By transforming our minds and perspectives, we can cultivate a state where we never lose, because our happiness and peace become untouchable. This path requires practice, patience, and compassion, but it is ultimately liberating. At the heart of this approach is a transformative concept: equanimity, or a balanced mental state unaffected by external circumstances. In Buddhism, this means learning to see life's highs and lows, victories and defeats, not as things that define us, but as fleeting events. When we truly grasp this impermanence, we gain the resilience to face any situation without feeling that we've lost. Here's how Buddhism teaches us to navigate life's challenges with the assurance of never really losing. 1. Embracing impermanence. Everything changes, and that's okay. A core Buddhist teaching is anicca, or impermanence. This principle reminds us that all things are transient, from our relationships to our material possessions to our very emotions. If we hold on tightly to things that will inevitably change, we set ourselves up for suffering. By contrast, if we accept change as part of life, we can handle any situation with a flexible mindset, free from the need to win or lose. The Buddha used the metaphor of a river. Just as water flows continuously, our experiences, emotions, and circumstances constantly change. By embracing this flow, rather than resisting it, we can develop a mental state that is adaptable, resilient, and calm. This doesn't mean we ignore difficulties or pretend that we are unaffected. Rather, we learn to observe without attachment. In this way, we win by not being swept away by any outcome. 2. Mindfulness, the power of present awareness. Mindfulness, or sati, is central to Buddhist practice and involves being fully present in the moment, observing our thoughts, emotions, and environment without judgment. This heightened awareness allows us to notice our habitual reactions and, in turn, respond in healthier, more balanced ways. When faced with a difficult situation, mindfulness helps us take a step back, acknowledge our emotions, and choose how to respond. Instead of reacting impulsively or emotionally, we can approach each challenge with clarity. By cultivating mindfulness, we reduce the likelihood of feeling defeated by setbacks because we learn to see them as neutral events that come and go. In every situation, mindfulness allows us to win by retaining our inner calm and clarity. 3. Non-attachment, letting go of outcomes. In Buddhist philosophy, non-attachment doesn't mean not caring. It means not clinging to specific outcomes or expectations. By learning to set goals without becoming attached to achieving them at all costs, we free ourselves from the pressure to succeed or fear of failure. This shift allows us to experience a deep sense of peace, knowing that our value isn't determined by external achievements. Non-attachment is especially powerful in situations involving conflict or interpersonal challenges. For example, if we find ourselves in a disagreement, the practice of non-attachment allows us to engage with empathy and understanding rather than defensiveness or anger. We win by staying true to our values and maintaining inner peace, regardless of whether the other person agrees with us or not. 4. Loving kindness and compassion, winning by wishing well for all. Metta, loving kindness, and karuna, compassion, are integral to Buddhist teachings. These principles encourage us to extend goodwill, love, and empathy to ourselves and others, including those we may view as opponents or rivals. By cultivating compassion, we transcend the need for competition and instead approach every interaction with a wish for mutual benefit and understanding. This approach reshapes how we view conflict and adversity. Instead of seeking victory over others, we seek harmony, understanding, and respect. In doing so, we win by fostering connections and creating positive outcomes, regardless of the circumstances. True victory in Buddhism is found in overcoming hatred and divisiveness, both within and outside ourselves. 5. Patience and perseverance, embracing the journey, not just the outcome. Khanti, or patience, is the ability to endure difficulties without resentment or frustration. Buddhism teaches that life's hardships are not to be avoided, but embraced as opportunities for growth. This resilience allows us to persist through adversity with a calm mind, rather than feeling defeated or overwhelmed. When we develop patience, we build a lasting inner strength that shields us from feelings of loss or failure. We win by remaining steadfast and true to our purpose, even when progress is slow. For example, when faced with a challenging project or relationship, patience allows us to approach each step with resolve, unshaken by temporary setbacks. 6. Self-awareness, knowing and understanding oneself. Buddhist practice emphasizes self-awareness, or understanding the nature of one's own mind. The Buddha taught that our suffering often arises from within, through our own desires, attachments, and misconceptions. By observing our own minds, our fears, desires, and motivations, we begin to uncover the root causes of our suffering and dissatisfaction. When we understand our minds, we gain control over our thoughts and emotions, making it harder for external circumstances to disturb our inner peace. Through self-awareness, we win, because we're no longer at the mercy of external situations. Instead, we are guided by a deep understanding of ourselves and our values. 7. The middle way, balancing extremes for true freedom. The middle way, or Majjhima Patipada, is a Buddhist approach that avoids extremes, whether in indulgence or denial. The middle way teaches us to find balance in all things. In today's fast-paced world, this principle reminds us to avoid the pressures of constant ambition on the one hand and apathy on the other. Instead, we cultivate a steady path that leads to sustainable well-being. By embracing the middle way, we avoid the boom and bust cycle of victories and defeats, successes and failures. We cultivate a calm, balanced approach to life, enabling us to appreciate both our achievements and challenges with equanimity. We win by fostering a sense of contentment and purpose that isn't dependent on external validation. Practical ways to apply Buddhist teachings in everyday life. The philosophical concepts within Buddhism provide deep insights, but it's through practice that they become transformative. To embody a mindset of resilience and peace, here are practical techniques based on Buddhist principles that can help us approach daily challenges with a perspective that ensures we never lose. 1. Daily meditation. Cultivating inner peace. Meditation is a fundamental practice in Buddhism, essential for training the mind to remain calm and focused. A daily meditation routine helps create a peaceful space within, regardless of external chaos. In Buddhist teachings, samatha, calm abiding meditation, focuses on calming the mind and cultivating an inner state of stillness. This practice helps prevent us from feeling overwhelmed, even in the face of difficult situations. By dedicating even a few minutes each day to meditation, we strengthen our ability to observe our thoughts and emotions without immediately reacting to them. Over time, This fosters a steady sense of inner peace, so that regardless of external challenges, we win by maintaining control over our responses. The simple habit of daily meditation can be a powerful tool in helping us to manage stress and stay grounded. 2. Practicing gratitude. Shifting focus from loss to gain. Gratitude is a practice that aligns with Buddhist teachings on non-attachment and appreciation. Buddhism teaches that discontent arises when we focus on what we lack or want. By shifting our attention to what we already have, we cultivate a mindset that is resistant to feelings of loss or deprivation. This doesn't mean ignoring aspirations or challenges, but rather balancing them with gratitude for the present. One way to practice gratitude daily is through a gratitude journal. Each evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be significant. Even small things, like a pleasant conversation, a moment of peace, or a beautiful sunset, are worth noting. Over time, this simple habit can change our focus from what we think we're missing to what we already possess. Gratitude helps us win by fostering a sense of contentment that's independent of circumstances. 3. Right speech. Communicating with kindness and truthfulness. In Buddhism, right speech is one of the key aspects of the Eightfold Path. It encourages us to speak in ways that are truthful, compassionate, and constructive. Often, our words can create conflict or misunderstanding, leading to feelings of loss or failure in relationships. Practicing right speech helps us avoid these pitfalls by promoting communication that builds understanding and connection. In everyday interactions, we can apply right speech by pausing before responding, especially in emotionally charged situations. Asking ourselves whether our words are truthful, kind, and necessary can help us avoid regret later. By communicating with integrity and compassion, we win by building strong, trusting relationships that can withstand misunderstandings and disagreements. 4th, mindful action, focusing on process over outcome. Mindfulness is often associated with meditation, but it can be extended into every area of life. One powerful way to apply mindfulness is to focus on the process rather than the outcome. In tasks like work, studies, or personal projects, we often become so fixated on the end result that we overlook the value of the journey itself. Buddhism teaches that true fulfillment comes not from the outcome, but from the mindful engagement with each step along the way. For example, if we're working on a complex project, rather than obsessing over the final success or failure, we can focus on doing each part with care and attention. By practicing mindful action, we reduce stress, enjoy the work more, and increase our likelihood of achieving a fulfilling outcome. This way, regardless of whether we reach our initial goals, we win by fully engaging in and valuing the journey itself. 5. Developing compassion for yourself and others. Self-compassion is an important but often overlooked aspect of Buddhist teachings. Buddhism encourages us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend in need. Self-compassion helps prevent feelings of failure or inadequacy, making it easier to bounce back from setbacks. One way to cultivate self-compassion is through self-reflective practices such as loving-kindness meditation. This practice involves silently wishing ourselves well with phrases like, "May I be happy," "May I be safe," "May I be healthy." As we grow more compassionate toward ourselves, we also become more understanding and empathetic toward others. In this way, compassion becomes a shield against feelings of defeat, allowing us to win by fostering a sense of mutual kindness and understanding. 6. Setting intentions rather than expectations. Expectations can often lead to disappointment, especially when outcomes don't align with our hopes. Buddhism encourages us to set intentions, positive actions or qualities we wish to embody, rather than rigid expectations. Intentions keep us motivated, but allow flexibility, reducing the pressure to achieve specific outcomes. For instance, instead of expecting a particular result at work, we can set an intention to do our best and remain open to learning. By focusing on intentions, we shift our attention from external validation to inner growth. This shift allows us to win by embracing each experience as an opportunity for learning and growth without the stress of rigid expectations. 7. Letting go of comparisons, embracing your unique path. In a world that often promotes comparison, Buddhism teaches the value of upeksha, or equanimity, which encourages us to cultivate a stable, non-judgmental attitude. Comparing ourselves to others can lead to feelings of inadequacy or resentment, which erode our peace of mind. By embracing equanimity, we learn to appreciate our unique path without the need to measure it against others. To practice this, try redirecting your focus whenever you catch yourself comparing. Reflect on your own journey and progress, recognizing that everyone's path is different. Each experience has value, and each person's growth is unique. In this way, we win by staying true to ourselves and finding peace within our own journey, unaffected by external comparisons. 8. Seeing obstacles as teachers. In Buddhism, difficulties are seen not as things to avoid, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Challenges allow us to cultivate patience, resilience, and wisdom. By adopting this perspective, we can approach obstacles with curiosity rather than fear, viewing them as teachers on our journey. One practice that supports this mindset is reflective journaling. After encountering a challenge, take a few minutes to write about what you learned from the experience. Ask yourself questions like, what strengths did I discover in myself? Or, how can I approach similar situations differently in the future? Reflective journaling allows us to transform setbacks into valuable learning experiences. We win by gaining insights and wisdom that help us face future challenges with confidence. The path of inner victory. By incorporating these Buddhist practices into our daily lives, we cultivate a resilient mindset that enables us to face challenges with calm, wisdom, and compassion. The goal is not to eliminate life's difficulties, but to transform our relationship with them. By shifting our perspective and practicing mindfulness, gratitude, compassion, and non-attachment, we create a foundation of inner peace that remains unshaken, no matter the external situation. In this way, the Buddhist approach to never losing is not about achieving constant success or avoiding hardships. It's about cultivating a state of mind that is resilient, balanced, and compassionate. This inner transformation allows us to win in every moment by maintaining peace, kindness, and clarity, qualities that empower us to live authentically and joyfully in any situation. Applying the never-losing mindset to different areas of life. The Buddhist approach to facing life's challenges with inner peace and resilience can be applied across various aspects of life. Whether it's in our relationships, career, personal growth, or even in moments of solitude, the never-losing mindset offers a path to greater contentment and strength. 1. Relationships. Cultivating compassion and understanding. Relationships are often areas where we feel the highest emotional stakes, which can lead to disappointment, frustration, or even a sense of failure. However, by applying Buddhist principles of compassion and non-attachment, we can create more harmonious and meaningful connections with others. One way to bring this mindset into relationships is through active listening and compassionate communication. Rather than trying to win an argument or prove a point, we listen openly to the other person's perspective, cultivating empathy and understanding. We focus on the intention of building a positive relationship rather than controlling the outcome. This shift allows us to respond to conflicts with patience and empathy, deepening our bonds and creating lasting, respectful relationships. In this way, we win, not by asserting dominance or always getting our way, but by fostering relationships rooted in trust, empathy, and mutual support. When challenges arise, we face them with the mindset of growth, viewing each difficulty as an opportunity to strengthen our connection rather than a potential loss. 2. Career, working with integrity and purpose. The workplace can be a significant source of stress, and many of us are driven by the need to succeed, gain recognition, or achieve certain milestones. However, Buddhism encourages us to shift our focus from external success to internal fulfillment. By working with mindfulness, integrity, and purpose, we create a sense of satisfaction that is independent of promotions or praise. In practice, this means setting intentions based on the qualities we wish to embody, such as perseverance, patience, and creativity, rather than fixating on outcomes like financial gain or status. We might approach each task mindfully, giving our full attention to the present moment and finding meaning in the work itself. This way, even if a project doesn't yield the results we expected, we don't feel defeated because we've stayed true to our values and done our best. In the Buddhist mindset, success is defined not by titles or wealth, but by living in alignment with one's values. We win by finding joy and fulfillment in our work, regardless of the recognition or rewards that follow. 3. Personal growth, embracing the journey, not just the destination. Personal development is often viewed as a journey toward improvement. But in Buddhism, growth is not about becoming better or reaching a specific goal. Instead, it's about uncovering our true nature and cultivating a deep sense of self-compassion and understanding. Buddhist teachings encourage us to practice self-reflection and mindfulness as part of our growth journey. By observing our habits, thought patterns, and reactions, we gain insight into areas we can develop. This process of self-discovery helps us recognize that every experience, even the challenging ones, contributes to our growth. We focus on who we are becoming, rather than a specific endpoint. This mindset frees us from the pressure of having to succeed and helps us enjoy each moment along the way. We win by learning from every experience and celebrating our progress, however small, instead of waiting for a final achievement to feel fulfilled. 4. Solitude, finding contentment within oneself. In Buddhism, solitude and moments of introspection are highly valued as they offer a space to connect with one's inner self. Often, people feel uncomfortable being alone, associating solitude with loneliness or even failure. However, Buddhist teachings suggest that true contentment arises from within, and that solitude provides an opportunity to nurture this inner peace. Spending time alone allows us to practice self-reflection and self-compassion, learning to enjoy our own company. We can engage in practices like meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, observing our thoughts without judgment. This practice fosters a sense of completeness that is independent of external relationships or activities. By embracing solitude, we discover that our peace and happiness do not depend on others. We win by cultivating an inner sanctuary that remains unaffected by outside circumstances, allowing us to feel at ease regardless of whether we are alone or with others. 5. Facing loss and suffering with equanimity. Life inevitably brings moments of loss and suffering, which can shake our sense of stability and peace. Buddhism doesn't deny the reality of suffering. Instead, it provides a path for meeting it with equanimity and compassion. The Buddhist approach to loss is to view it as an integral part of the human experience and to cultivate an open heart even in the midst of pain. When we experience loss, whether it's the loss of a loved one, a job, or a dream, Buddhism teaches us to accept our emotions without trying to suppress them. Through practices like mindfulness and loving-kindness meditation, we learn to sit with our pain, observing it without letting it overwhelm us. This gentle, compassionate approach to suffering allows us to process and release pain, rather than becoming defined by it. We win by finding peace amidst suffering, honoring our emotions, and allowing ourselves to heal without resistance or judgment. In the process, we gain a deeper understanding of life's fragility and the importance of living each moment with love and compassion. The never-losing mindset as a lifelong practice. Buddhist teachings remind us that this mindset of resilience and inner peace is not a destination, but a practice, a way of being that we cultivate throughout our lives. By consistently applying these principles, we develop a foundation of inner stability that carries us through life's highs and lows with grace and strength. The never-losing mindset is ultimately about seeing each moment as an opportunity to grow, learn, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This approach liberates us from the pressures of winning and losing in a conventional sense. Instead, we find fulfillment in the journey itself, creating a life of meaning, compassion, and joy that is unaffected by external circumstances. With this mindset, we become more resilient, compassionate, and at peace, not just with others, but also with ourselves. Buddhist teachings offer timeless wisdom on how to live fully and authentically, embracing each experience without fear or attachment. By embodying this mindset, we discover that we are truly winning in the deepest sense, finding joy, freedom, and contentment in each moment, regardless of the outcomes. This is the heart of Buddhism's secret to never losing. Learning to live with an open heart, an open mind, and a spirit that remains unbroken through all of life's changes.